Hey y'all, I'm back with another video. Today I have my sister with me. Y'all might remember her from when I did the video. If y'all go back and look, the video we did at the bando where it was like chili dogs and the crack wings. Y'all go check that video out. She was in that video. Today I have Jen's fish fry. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I have whiting with broccoli and a piece of cornbread. I got some rice too. And y'all can y'all see that? I hope it's focusing. With the rice, I guess that's Spanish rice. And then I also have wings. Ooh. And my sister has her snack. She's eating
it's just popcorn. It ain't nothing even
cheesy popcorn.
nothing that serious.
I would say grace and we're gonna start eating. Lord, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this meal. Bless this food. Let it be nourishment to our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Also, I got like this strawberry lemonade from Jen's Fish Fry. They make like their own juices and lemonades. And the last time I had one from them, it tasted like Kool-Aid. So
Oh wow.
I know it's gonna be good. Yep, tastes like Kool-Aid.
The wings look like they was fried really good.
Yeah, I asked them. I told them I wanted them fried hard. So
You never go wrong with wings fried extra hard.
yeah, I just got plain wings. So I knew I can drown them in hot sauce. That's really all I wanted anyway, was just the hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And they had different flavors: lemon pepper, barbecue, hot barbecue,
Ooh.
like a honey barbecue, honey lemon pepper or something like that. I should have
Honey
said
lemon pepper.
right.
I
I should
never
have
heard of
said
that.
all flats, but I forgot.
Ooh. Team all flats.
Right.
And you can fight me.
I definitely like all flats. I got tartar sauce and ranch. The ranch is for the wings. The tartar sauce is for the fish. I was just in the mood for fried fish. I'm so hungry. So this is right on time. I'm putting hot sauce on the fish too.
Yep.
I use the same hot sauce every time. They give me hot sauce when I go to these places. But I really only use it if I don't have the hot sauce I like. My personal favorite is Frank's Red Hot sauce. Some people prefer Texas Pete.
Texas Pete.
Some people prefer Texas Pete. Some people prefer Louisiana hot sauce.
Louisiana is not bad. But Texas Pete, that's spicy water.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The texture of it is definitely really thin, really watery.
It sounds really crunchy.
It is. New Year's Eve, y'all. Y'all got y'all outfits? Are y'all going out? Or y'all gonna be at home watching the ball drop from the couch? Or y'all going to y'all friend's house, y'all's family's house? Y'all having a little kickback? What you gonna do? This whiting is really good.
Really?
Their tartar sauce is kind of sweet. It tastes like tartar sauce, but there's like a sweetness to it. Almost remind you of potato salad. Like that sweet. Not that flavor, but that sweetness that potato salad can have.
Ew. But first time out.
But like tartar
Potato
sauce
salad
is
is
usually
sweet?
not this yellow. So they did something.
I don't know about that one.
It's good.
You lost me at potato salad. Potato salad is sweet.
Well, it depends on how it's made. Because when you make potato salad, you know, it's just like making deviled eggs, really. The mustard, the mayo. Some people use Miracle Whip. Makes a difference on whether or not it's sweet, and also the relish you use.
Oh, right. Sweet relish. Okay. That makes sense. I thought you meant like people be putting sugar in it or
I
something.
hope
That's
not.
not my way.
I'm weird.
Yeah.
Then again, I wouldn't doubt. We live in the South, so I wouldn't doubt somebody somewhere
You
is
right.
putting sugar in the potato salad. I mean, I can't say I would knock it. We had fried chicken with powdered sugar on it. It was good,
You're
too.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
So,
Yesterday, Mom was like, "Oh, Jay, we gotta find you a man." I'm like, why?
find you a
I
man.
know. And she was like, "Yeah, there's this one guy at church," and I was like, "Hold up."
I'm confused.
Okay, time
When's
out.
the last time we've been to church? Where would you even find somebody at church?
I guess from live streaming and I guess seeing this guy.
Still, how are you gonna get in touch with the dude? Huh? You would have to lurk extremely hard to find his social media.
See, but the problem is, she lost me at there's this guy at church.
You wouldn't date no guy at church?
Them be the worst ones. Absolutely not.
I mean, we go to church. And we decent. So, I mean, how you know somebody's decent son and that, I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. But, or are you saying like you wouldn't exclusively look for or hope that you've crossed paths with your mate at church? Like you're not necessarily looking to find them at church?
No, I'm not saying that. Like I'm open to that, but like I'm not at church like exclusively looking and scoping.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You're
guys.
not.
No.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny that was the first place she jumped to was church.
Yeah, I mean,
But then today she was like, well, you know, the gym, the grocery store.
right. Places you are kind of often. Oh, this is a hush puppy? I don't know.
Why are they called hush puppies?
I don't know. I mean, I know, like, I've never felt like I would exclusively look or wait for my mate to find me at church. So I feel like, I mean, I guess if you were raised in the church, then that's like the ideal.
Yeah, you got a point. I mean,
Because that gives you more of a chance of finding a mate that was raised the same way you were, and you know for a fact y'all believe the same thing.
That's true.
No,
I'm not entirely closed off to it, but it's just like I'm a little more skeptical.
I mean, we know church, just like everywhere else, is a mixed breed.
Exactly.
You got people who are, at church and are taking it seriously and they're doing their best to live by what they learn in at church, and you got people who kind of aren't necessarily doing that. And then you got people at church that's like, they super involved and they doing this, that, and the third, and they off the chain. So it's a mixture.
Yeah.
But like, you in the music field, so that broadens your playing field anyway. Because you can be somebody that's in the music industry but not necessarily an artist.
That's true.
Like, they're a producer, or they make beats, or they are a manager, or they intern at somebody's, you know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah. That's true. You never know.
Or you start dating the next Jacob Lattimore.
That's funny.
What's that little boy name off of Power?
I don't know
watch that
either.
show.
Me either. I'm like, what?
I just know. I can just be seeing his face everywhere.
And is he like an artist?
No, he an actor.
Oh. Well, yeah, I don't know. You lost me. Wait. Now I gotta look it up because it's gonna bother me till I figure it out.
He kind of light skinned. I think he younger than you though. I think.
Oh no. We don't do those. I learned the hard way not to date nobody younger than me. Okay, I pulled up the cast. I don't know who we're talking about.
Him.
He not cute to me.
Okay.
She pointed out the guy who plays Tariq in Tyler.
Yeah, him.
He not my type.
What is your type, or what is
my
your
type?
What is your limits as far as like how old you would date, how young you would date?
Well, I'm not very fond of dating anybody younger than me. The same age as me, yeah. And I'll say up to 3 years older than me.
Ooh. Okay.
Comfortably 2 years older, or maybe 1, but 3 years older is the limit. You asked me something else. Oh, you asked me what my type is.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say, I think this is what I told Mom the other day too. I said tall, about my complexion, and with locks.
Okay.
And muscles.
So how in the world? Never mind.
Well,
I was gonna ask how you ended up with who you ended up with.
Because I felt like
You're trying to think outside the box.
Yes.
That's
Right. Exactly. That's how I ended up with clowns. Because instead of going to the gym, I went to the circus.
My God.
So.
Sheesh. I can understand that because I've talked to somebody for like 2 months and he wasn't my type at all. Like nothing about him was my type, but I was trying to think outside the box or try something different because I'm like, well, maybe the reason I haven't found who I want is because I'm being too shallow, or you know what I mean, maybe what I need ain't wrapped up in the package that I would want to be, you know what I mean. I would call myself trying to be open-minded.
Right, I thought that too.
And yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was like, absolutely not.
It was a train wreck.
Yeah, it only lasted 2 months. It was a long 2 months, but it only lasted 2 months.
Yeah.
What?
And people always be like, oh, you know, it's always a person you least expected it to be. You know, Maybe he's not your type. I think it's the other way around for me. Because, you know, all I've dated were people who were outside of my type.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's always like ended badly. So I think it is going to be somebody who's
Hopefully. I mean, you want to be like very much attracted to the person.
that is true.
Very much attracted to the person you dating, and I feel like it's easier for you to be attracted to somebody that is your type. Because I feel like if you date somebody that's not your type, I guess you can learn to be attracted to them. Because I've been in that situation too, where I liked the person, like I liked who they were, and
Right.
me physical attraction, me feeling like I find you super attractive, or I'm super into. That came later. I mean, the person wasn't butt ugly, but he wasn't the finest thing walking either. And like I liked who he was, and then later physical attraction grew because I was, you know.
You like what was on the inside.
Oh well, I liked I liked who I thought I was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I made that mistake too.
And you know, when you first start talking to somebody, you meet the representative, you meet, you know, all the good qualities and all the everything wonderful about them. And then when you first start talking to somebody, it'd be so lit. I feel like y'all gonna get married. Like,
Yep.
wow, where have you been all my life? And like, how are you single? And like, and then 3 months, 6 months, 8 months in, oh, there it is.
Right. True colors come out.
And I mean, of course, everybody has qualities about them that can be considered a downside, or it's like the not so great things, or, you know, flaws. But it's really just a matter of, is this something I can overlook? Is this something that I can work with? Is this person's flaws going to blend with my flaws?
Right.
Or
Is it a deal breaker?
Or is it something that's like, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah. I get that. And I've definitely made that mistake before, where, you know, the person that I dated, I wasn't all that attracted to them, but, you know, looks on the outside is, yes, it's important, but to me, it's like I'd rather like who you are on the inside, just a little bit more than what I see on the outside. But and not to say this person, like you said, was butt ugly, but he wasn't the finest thing. And I quickly saw that, just like you said, you know, it's lit in the beginning. And then them true colors come out. I was like, wow, you are so ugly on the inside.
Right.
And like, and you're not even that cute. First of all.
And sometimes you can realize they have the flaws, and it's not until you really end it with them and you kind of moved on with your life, and then you see that person and you like,
why was I even?
What in the what?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, how you? Okay, first of all, you can't be toxic and ugly at the same time. You got to pick a struggle.
Well, I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like as time passes, the dating world is becoming more complex and just more risky and more like the way people think and the way what people are okay with and what people want to adopt as their normal is all over the place. And I kept seeing this thread talking about how come marriages aren't lasting like they did in our grandparents' generation. And I'm like, first of all,
there's a lot of stuff that went on in our grandparents' generation that nobody knew about.
Right.
Behind closed doors.
Exactly. Like, yeah, their marriage lasted 50 years, but he had 4 or 5 kids on her, and she was beating him upside his head with a skillet every time. Or they stayed married, but he was beating on her. Or You know what I mean? They stayed married, but he was a provider and a protector, and she was the mother and the nurturer. And people these days definitely ain't trying to hear that. Millennials or Generation Z, they like in the gender roles, and like men want the women to pull just as much weight as him in terms of bringing money in, and like, I mean, it's different variables. And we have social media in the picture that makes, you know, cheating a lot easier, a lot, you know, other people are a lot more accessible now.
That's true.
Because the cheating don't start with sleeping with the person. The cheating starts with
a conversation,
a text, a DM, a wink emoji, doing too much in the message. Like, you know what I mean? That's where it starts. And it's like, if this is not something you would do in front of your significant other, like, it's not cool. There's a lot of reasons why the divorce rate is so high. And
I also think that the divorce rate is so high because people are jumping into these marriages for the aesthetic and not so much as for, you know, what marriage really is.
Yeah, it was about the wedding. It was never about what it really means to be married.
Yeah.
They never really thought about what happens when y'all come home from the honeymoon and y'all have to live together and learn how to blend y'all's lifestyles, or learn, you know what I mean? Like, how to function as a married couple, which would involve, you know, like, y'all have to really devote that time to become one with each other. Like, y'all got to spend the proper time and energy doing that. And if one party is concerned about what everything else, about what's going on everywhere else, or like they not going to focus on their marriage the way they need to, then y'all doomed from the start. Like, and then, like, I think I was reading this article a while back about how a lot of couples, when it leads to divorce, a lot of the reasons that they got divorced was either fighting over how to raise their kids or fighting over money. One person has one plan for the finances and the other person has a different plan or no plan at all for the finances. One person is the saver and the other person blows the money like it's no tomorrow. Or, you know what I mean? Like, then there's also the debate on whether or not a couple should live together before they get married. And I feel like it varies. Ideally, yes, y'all wait till y'all get married to live together and all that, but I feel like in some circumstances it does work out where y'all kind of test drive living together, and y'all learn how to live together and how to blend y'all's everyday movements and whatnot with the other person, and develop a system or develop a way of living, how y'all run y'all house or whatever. But I don't know, I feel like that's something that can be hit or miss. Because it might work, or you get married to them and start living together and you find out this person is trifling, or
there's also a lot of stigma around living with your significant other before marriage. The term is shacking up.
Right, in the church world it's definitely frowned upon.
It's illegal in the church world. But I see both sides, or I'll say I understand both sides. Like, on one hand, yes, it is beneficial because it might after marriage, it might, you know, you guys would have already established that and things would run smoothly. But on the flip side, you know, if you guys didn't do that and you do that after you get married, then you have to figure that out, and there might be a lot of like fights and arguments and disagreements and problems, you know, because of it. And y'all just got married. So, like, you just got married, y'all already fighting.
That's the thing. Like, I also read or heard from married couples that the first year of marriage is the roughest because y'all are learning how to become one with each other, how to coexist, how to, you know, learn to live together, and shaking off you living how you was living when you was by yourself and you lived by yourself. You have to learn how to live with this other person. Y'all kind of finding y'all flow, you know what I mean, as a married couple. Yeah, they say the first year of marriage is the roughest.
Yikes.
And I would imagine that's not the case for all couples. I mean, of course, we're ever changing, ever growing, ever evolving. So life itself is a learning process. You're never going to stop learning. You're never going to get to a point where it's like, huh, okay, I'm here. It's like,
yeah,
there's always more to do, more to learn, more ways to grow, more ways to improve yourself. And I would imagine in a marriage, like, you have to keep evolving. You have to keep on working at it. You have to keep on figuring out what works for y'all through different phases of y'all's lives, especially if one person is at one place in their life and the other person isn't there yet, or, you know what I mean, like, y'all having a rough patch where it's like y'all not really understanding each other too much. Like, then what, you know?
Yeah.
Or life happens, there's a death in the family, and, you know, the husband's relative passed away, and it affects him in a negative way, where it kind of changes him a little bit, or, you know what I mean, like, he has a hard time grieving that, and you as his wife, you trying to figure out, like, how to nurture him, or how to care for him, or how to be there for him, even though there might be days where he's pushing you away, or acting like you getting on his nerves, or being snippy with you, or you feeling like, I've tried everything I know how to do and nothing is working, and, like, you know what I mean, like, rough patches.
I think that also could be why a lot of people suggest marriage counseling before you get married.
Oh, absolutely. Because you need to really grasp what you're about to do. You're talking about spending the rest of your life with somebody. That's huge.
It is.
But see, there's stigma on that, because people think if y'all going to marriage counseling, that means y'all marriage is on the rocks. But that's not necessarily the case. Some people go to marriage counseling, you know what I mean, every couple of years, just to kind of do like a check-in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're supposed to go to marriage counseling before you get married anyway, just to make sure that this is the right step, just to make sure y'all both are in it for the right reasons, that y'all heads are clear and hearts are clear, and, like, y'all not going into it with no issues between each other, like, y'all really ready for this. And then over the course of your marriage, or you can do it just for check-ins, or you can do it because y'all are going through something. But there's nothing wrong with that, because if you want it to last, I would imagine you're gonna do whatever y'all need to do to fix it.
And I really think that people shouldn't view just counseling in general as something bad. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be taboo, you know, because people seek out counseling when they realize that there's something wrong and they want to fix it. That's not something that's bad. Wanting to fix a problem is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It shows that you are aware that there is a problem in general. Because some people won't even acknowledge that there is a problem. They just want to brush it under the rug, or act like it doesn't exist, ignore it. And then all their relationships, there's issues in them, or, you know, it's always, you got a problem with everybody. You got the same problem with everybody. Perhaps it's not everybody. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the problem. Maybe you need some help in this area. You want friendships and solid relationships with the people you love, like, you got to work on yourself. And like I said, we're ever growing, ever changing, ever evolving. So there it goes.
Yeah, I was saying if you need help, then get some help. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Some people they know they got a problem and they in denial. They got too much pride to ask for help. They got too much pride to.
That's a big thing. People are too prideful.
You don't want people to know
Your business.
even though they can probably see it, that you got an issue. You know, you don't want to own up to it and work on it. So you just continue to move through your life with these issues between you and other people.
That just makes life harder. It doesn't help it to be better. It makes it harder. It's like trying to walk up a hill with a boulder strapped to your back, and you trying to pretend like the boulder ain't there on your back.
And then you expect somebody to stand by you
and help you
and be your therapist. You expect a significant other to be the glue holding you up, be your neck bone and your backbone, and you giving them more work than you really have to.
Right.
Because you won't go get help.
People are not rehabilitation centers.
It's not fair. Especially like if you realize you got a problem. It's one thing if you don't even know. You know what I mean? That something is wrong. But like once you become aware, like, you know what? This isn't working. Or I keep having this certain experience. Or I keep going in the same circle with this person. Or, you know what I mean? Once you become aware, like, do something about it.
Yep.
Otherwise, you just gonna keep having that problem, and after a certain age, you kind of set in your ways. And it's not fair to the people around you to keep having to
deal with that. And in the end, people they're not gonna deal with it. They're just gonna walk away from you, and you're gonna wonder why you alone, why you don't have no friends, and your family turn their back on you.
And if it's trauma, like, you have to work through that. You got out of a bad relationship or a bad friendship or a bad marriage, and it was traumatizing and it was dysfunctional. You need to go and get some help after that. You need to go and talk to somebody and make sure that you're not walking around with unforgiveness. You're not walking around bitter. You're not walking around, you know what I mean, projecting onto other people. You're not walking around feeling like, you know, if you have a problem with somebody, oh, this, you're doing the same thing my ex used to do. That's the same thing he used to say.
Right.
When really it might not be that at all, but because you are in a certain space in your life, like, that's the lens that you're viewing everything through. There's so many layers.
It is.
To mental health, because, like,
it is.
That can also, a person that's walking around with trauma that they haven't been dealt with can also end up being codependent.
Yes.
Meaning they, you know what I mean, find somebody that's willing to accommodate the way they are, the way they live, the way they think and do stuff, and expect that person to cater to their situation. And they cling to them. Like, I found somebody that's going to do this for me and do that for me, and you know what I mean? Like, they make me comfortable in my situation, so I'm going to cling to them. And whatever they got going on, like, I'm going to make that my life, or whatever I got going on, I expect them to accommodate it. And, like, you just expect, you know what I mean? Like, you expect them to just be part of how you want to live your life through this dysfunctional lens. And they're a security blanket to you, you know?
Yep. and that's the most draining out of all of the things. Codependency is the most draining. And I've been in a situation where my significant other was codependent, and they tried to make me out to be a terrible person because I refused to enable their hurtful behavior. You know, as much as I tried to encourage them to seek counseling just for them, you know, not necessarily anything pertaining to the relationship, but just for them and the things that they went through in their life, and they were too prideful, you know, and they, you know, resorted to like manipulation and gaslighting to get their way.
You say no, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You're wrong for saying no.
Right.
You're wrong for putting your foot down. You're wrong for having boundaries.
Yeah.
You're wrong for not accommodating it. Like they clinging to you because they kind of using you for survival. You know what I mean? Like, whatever your reality is, I'm gonna make that my reality, or I'm gonna try to make your reality my reality, so that you can continue to accommodate what I got going on. You know what I mean? Some people realize they're like that, and some people don't. Some people know that they're like that, but don't realize that's not good. And they're the ones that's gonna have the hardest time with change and adjustment, because it's unhealthy, and at some point, like, something different has to happen. It will happen, and you're gonna be short. So this relationship thing, this marriage thing, is definitely a touchy subject. It's a tricky subject.
It's exhausting, honestly. Like, and I know people are so quick to, oh, you're so young to be this tired, this exhausted, but it's like, you don't know my story. You don't know all of the things that I've experienced that were harmful and that were traumatic, that has led me to feel exhausted. Like, I know I'm only 22. Yes, I know I have my whole life ahead of me, but I'm tired of dealing with this.
We are not living in the same age as our grandparents. We are not living in the same age as our parents. This is definitely a different world, a different society than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Like, this is a whole different ball game.
It is.
So, we've been rambling on about relationships and marriage and dating, and I done ate my food and got full. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to this channel, share this video with a friend. Thank y'all for supporting this channel. I hope y'all went and ate something with me. I was chowing down on the wings and on that fish. I will see y'all again soon. Happy New Year to y'all. Peace out. Okay.
Oh, I almost took the whole tablecloth with you.